All right, so we're out here getting ready to cultivate corn, just fueling the tractor up right now. Hopefully this video turns out good. If it gets posted, then it turned out all right. If not, well, you're not gonna know because I'm not gonna put it up. But like I said in the video I did yesterday, I tried to cultivate and make a video a couple weeks ago, and it didn't work out because you're looking ahead at the rows, you look back to watch the tines in the back, and you're recording, and then next thing you know, you're taking out a whole row of corn, and not easy. The vegetable guys are probably laughing at me, but not a fan of cultivating. So we'll get going here as soon as I fuel the tractor up, and go from there. I don't know if because the stalks are a lot, thicker than they were before, obviously, if I'm gonna have to move the tines in a little bit, because now I might be taking out rows of corn now that they're all kind of growing in. But we'll see how that all works out. I got tools in the truck here, so if we gotta make some adjustments, we can do that. It was supposed to be, I got a late start today. I was helping the neighbors out this morning with some shit. But it was supposed to be sunny all day, so I didn't really think it mattered. But then I got on the road and looked at the weather forecast, and they're saying we might have some rain coming in at 5, so I'd like to be out of here before then. We'll see if that works out or not. As long as I get the field closest to as long as I can get this side of the field here done, this half of it, then we should be all right. Because like you saw in another video, the halfway point down there really isn't any weed pressure for whatever reason, just the chemistry of the field, I guess. So this is kind of the weediest part of the field right here. As long as I get this taken care of, then I'm not too concerned about it. So yeah, we'll on here. Like I said, there's definitely some weed pressure along those first couple rows right there. And then this section right here is pretty bad. But basically from that tree down and over that side, there isn't any weeds for whatever reason. So I don't know, we'll see how we make out. So from what I've gathered with this first pass, I'm able to go a lot deeper into the ground with the cultivators. Doesn't bother the corn at all. Before I was kind of just piling dirt up on top of the corn, and that was why I couldn't really, I basically scratched the surface. But with it growing up and being, a lot more sturdy in the ground, I can go deeper. The tines are lined up perfectly, so I'm not disturbing any of the corn. I went around the corner there, and obviously the cultivator's not going to follow the wheels and the tires on the corner, so I kind of wrecked that corner down there, but that's all right. But if everything goes as smooth as this first pass did, we'll be in good shape. So fingers crossed. All right, so first problem of the day. I made a pass over that way, and the motor started surging pretty good. I'm thinking, I tried messing with it a little bit. Clean the bowl out, the sediment bowl. I think there might have been stuff in the fuel tank that I used, the gas can rather. And then when I dumped the fresh gas in here, it kind of worked its way through. So I'm going to drain the bowl out of the carburetor, see how that looks. I'm going to pull the fuel line off to the carburetor, blow through that. The fuel coming out of, or going into the bowl rather, it didn't look like there was a great stream coming into it. So I don't know if there's something stuck in here. Possibly. At an idle, it seems to be all right, but when you give it throttle and put it under a load, it just starts surging. So it sounds like it's definitely a fuel issue, and that's the only thing I think of is there's probably junk in the gas can that I used. So I'm gonna start working on this, and we'll see what we find out. All right. Well, I drained the carburetor down. I blew through that hose, the line rather. I adjusted the main jet a little bit in the carb. but when I throw it right wide open, it still surges. So I don't know, I might try to run it and see how far I get. At least get the like rough part of the field done. I don't know, we'll see. I get as much done as I can with it, and then if I have to, I'll pull the carb and dip it overnight, and then when I come back down here, throw the carb back in, see if that makes a difference. It's got to be fuel related. It sounds like it's not getting enough fuel. I wish I had, I got that air tank with the nozzle on it, so I can blow back through like the carburetor if I pull that sediment bowl out, blow up into the tank. The tank looks clean though, so I don't know what else it would be, but it's definitely got to be fuel related. I did notice though, there's supposed to be a anti-surge spring on this rod here, and it's not there. So, not saying that that's the problem, because I've been running this tractor without that, I guess, for a number of years now and never had a problem with it. Granted, I never did any continuous field work with it, but I don't think that's it. But it probably would help for this situation if I had that on there, I would imagine. So, I don't know. We'll get back to it. See how we make out. Running a little bit smoother. I don't know if whatever was in the fuel system worked its way out, but kind of taking it easy just in case. But it is running better, so I got that going for me. Had a camera set up, you can mount it on the tractor, like a magnet mount or something like that, so I wouldn't have to bother holding it up. Maybe one day. It's definitely going smoother than it did a couple weeks ago. The corn was still barely coming out of the ground, trying to cultivate all that. It's a little more resilient now, so I don't have to worry about being real careful going through the rows. But there is a good amount of bug damage I'm seeing. But I guess that's kind of par for the course if you're not spraying. I got the whole field done. I don't think I got as much footage as I wanted, just because, like I said, you start watching the camera, you're not watching the rows, you start taking corn out, and it's not worth it. I did notice I had, like, I don't know, maybe 5 or 6 passes to go on that end of the field, and this tine here keeps pushing out. So I noticed I started ripping corn out on this side here, and I just booted it in, and that seemed to fix that. But we're all set. We're done cultivating. Definitely went smoother than last time. I got the whole field done. It's like 5 o'clock now. I got here probably around 1 o'clock, so by the time I got up and going, you know, call it 4 hours. Yeah, I think this is probably the last time I cultivate it, just because of how tall the corn is. So I'll probably bring the trailer down here sometime this week, next time I'm down here, and I'm gonna pull the carburetor out. I'll dip the carburetor, let that clean up, and hopefully that is what the problem was. It did start running a little bit better towards the end, but should probably still clean the carburetor out. So that's pretty much it. Hopefully, I'm not sure if I'm gonna top dress this or not. I probably won't. Probably should, but I probably won't. I don't know, we'll see how it grows up. And go from there. Gonna play it by ear, I guess. But, so we're gonna end it here. Thanks for watching. See you on the next one.